live at 5. New information in the Boulder, Colorado shooting is leading to calls for tougher gun laws in the U.S. Plus,
storm damage happens. There's proposed funding to help fix it.
Meanwhile, the Biden administration is taking steps to help more schools reopen. Now, educators from districts across the country are sharing their perspectives.
Coming up tonight, how a new web page is helping close the gap for students and families in the Duluth public school system.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Welcome to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over the city of Duluth tonight, where the rain has been coming down pretty much all day, but the snow just isn't quite sticking. Just outside of the Twin Ports, folks have been seeing some flurries, and Dave will let us know what's happening with the rest of the system in just a few minutes. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Bakke. Well, there's no denying it. The weather in northern Minnesota can get all kinds of extreme. So much so, the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency says many communities are unprepared to handle the weather's impact. CBS 3's Kendall Jarbo explains how a new state funding proposal could help cities hold up the next time severe weather rolls around.
Severe weather can be tough on a city's infrastructure. We've seen that several times in Duluth when strong storms cause some serious damage here on the Lake Walk. That's why the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency says additional resources are needed to make sure every community can prepare. The MPCA's state funding proposal would provide almost $3 million in grants for climate resiliency planning. With aging stormwater infrastructure, extreme rain can cause streets to flood, sewer systems to back up into homes, and other catastrophic damage. With the money, Minnesota cities, townships, and tribal nations can work with consultants to develop a strategy tailored to meet local needs.
Certainly where people have capacity and they've already started this work, these grants could be used to accelerate and make this move faster. And in other instances, this could be just the catalyst to work with a facilitator or a consultant, certainly with technical assistance from the MPCA to get this critical work started.
The nearly $3 million proposal needs approval from state legislature in order to use bonding funds for climate planning. The MPCA is still working out the details about how the grants would be distributed. They expect the funding to serve around 15 communities.
Thanks, Kendall. And coming up at 6, Mayor Emily Larson shares what climate planning needs to be done in the city of Duluth to prevent future weather-related disasters. Authorities say the shooter in the Boulder grocery store killings used a newly purchased AR-15 to kill 10 people, including a police officer. That has renewed calls for tougher gun laws in America. Today, President Biden urged Congress to pass a new ban on assault weapons and to immediately take up measures already passed in the House. One would close the Charleston loophole, which allows the sale of a firearm to proceed if a background check is not completed within 3 days. The other would require background checks on nearly all gun purchases, including those involving private sellers. There is opposition on both sides to any new gun control laws. Vice President Harris would not rule out the possibility of President Biden using executive action to enact new gun measures, but says it's not his first choice.
I don't think the president is excluding that, but again, I want to be clear that if we really want something that is going to be lasting, we need to pass legislation.
Under current Senate rules, gun laws would need at least 60 votes to pass. And one of Wisconsin's top Republicans says he has, quote, no idea whether more background checks for gun purchases would make people safer. He also said there was little the state could do to stop mass shootings. The comments from Assembly Speaker Robin Vos came after a gunman killed 10 people at that supermarket in Boulder, Colorado. Vos says there's little the state can do other than arrest someone after they've broken the law. Wisconsin Democrats have long pushed for expanding background checks and other measures designed to reduce gun violence, but Republicans have blocked them. In more national news tonight, the Biden administration is taking steps to help more schools reopen to in-person learning. Today, educators from school districts across the country shared their perspectives and advice on reopening schools amid the pandemic. Administrators and students who took part in the virtual summit say expanded safety precautions and outreach have made a big difference. President Biden announced today that $81 billion from American Rescue Plan funds will be available to states immediately to help schools return to in-person learning as quickly as possible. A day after one of the nation's largest teachers' unions raised concerns about the new guidance, the CDC is standing by its decision to reduce social distancing guidelines to 3 feet for most students when everyone is wearing a mask. 6 feet is still recommended between adults and students, and when masks cannot be worn in schools. Essential Health has added more ways for you to book a vaccine appointment. Anyone who meets their state's eligibility standards can now call to make an appointment or schedule one online via MyChart. That includes both Essentia patients and community members. To call, dial the number 833-494-0836. Again, that's 833-494-0836. That number is also on our website, and we have more information about how to make a MyChart account on our website as well. The COVID-19 extension to renew your Minnesota driver's license will expire next week. According to state officials, 132,000 Minnesotans still need to renew their credentials. The state granted an extension to renewal deadlines as the pandemic took a toll on residents. But now you have until March 31st to update any license or ID cards that are set to expire. You can renew online or in person, and we have more information on our website. Dave joins us now for a first look at the weather. Certainly gloomy over the city of Duluth. Up on the range, we saw a little bit of snow, big flakes, a little bit of sticking on the ground, but not too much.
Well, you still have a chance up north for it to stick till tomorrow morning. So we're still thinking there could be some accumulation there. And the rest of us, especially the South Shore, may go towards the tune of an inch. So we eye up the Doppler satellite map right now, which shows there still is a winter weather advisory in effect for inland parts of northern Minnesota till 7 o'clock tonight. Though I think the precip chance will last until midnight, maybe even a little bit longer. It's just going to be its heaviest and hairiest until about 7. And for early season boaters, again, think twice. Gale warning continues till 11 o'clock tonight on Lake Superior. All right, what's going on Doppler-wise as we take a look at the returns? Well, we see the radar returning images of snow north of Duluth and in the arrowhead of Minnesota. To the south, it's a bit of rain. And a little bit to the east towards the snow belt, it seems to be the mixed belt right now. Again, keep in mind that could keep going until about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Then we start to ease up and dry up getting into Thursday. So the rain-snow mix should end as we go through the night into tomorrow morning, and then sunshine will try to filter back in, but temperatures will not try to filter upwards. 35 will be cooler than normal tomorrow. I'll talk about how long this cool down will last in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, Lake Superior Zoo is adapting their Zoo-mobile to the pandemic. How to access the new program as we go around the Northland after the break.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS3. Get local vaccine information all at CBS3Duluth.com.
6-year financing has been extended at Home Furniture. Everything is on sale, and you can finance it free for 6 years. Plus, get free shipping. Extended savings with extended financing for 6 years. Now at Home Furniture.
You hate coming home to a dark house, and leaving lights on all night drives utility bills out of sight. You need the Bell & Howell Bionic Spotlight, the outdoor motion sensor light that turns on the instant motion is detected and turns off when the motion stops. Bionic Spotlight is solar powered, so there's no expensive wiring or batteries to change. The instant the motion sensor detects movement, Bionic Spotlight triggers 8 high-intensity LED lights that shower the entire area with light and then shuts off 30 seconds after it stops. So you can spend hundreds of dollars on an outdoor lighting system, or you can get the motion-activated Bionic Spotlight for just $19.95 with free shipping. Bionic Spotlight is backed by our 5-year warranty. But wait, if you order right now, you can double the offer and get a second Bionic Spotlight. Just pay a separate fee. And when you call, ask about the contractor's discount on the complete 6-light home value set. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-354-3295 or go to BionicSpotlight.com. That's 1-800-354-3295 or order online at BionicSpotlight.com.
What are you doing? Don't you even know how to dump your trash?
Hoop Fairy?
It's no poop fairy, and I'm more than dog poop in parks. I care about everything that hits our streams and lakes, including your overflowing garbage. Your trash starts here and ends here.
Hey, that goes right to the water.
Learn a poop ton more online.
Now at Home Sleep Express, get $300 off Tempur-Pedic's most premium mattresses. Plus, get no interest financing for 6 years, free delivery, setup, and a 120-day comfort guarantee. $300 off Lux Adapt, Pro Breeze, and Lux Breeze at Home Sleep Express.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look at the Sioux Locks in Michigan, which have officially opened for the season. That means it won't be long before we see some of the first ships of the 2021 season arriving here in the Twin Ports. Last night, we saw our first ships leave the harbor. Dave will be in with this week's forecast in just a few minutes, but first, let's take a look around the region. The Superior Public Library is hosting a fun genealogy event in a few weeks, and there is movement at the North American Bear Center. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start tonight with more fun from the Lake Superior Zoo. They are expanding their educational Zoo-mobile due to the pandemic and are now offering free online opportunities, and a bonus, the programs are available to everybody. Each program is 15 minutes and includes 3 worksheets and follow-up discussion questions. The 3 topics currently available are animals of Minnesota and Wisconsin, nocturnal animals, and radical reptiles. You can visit their website, lakesuperiourzoo.com, for more information. Next, we head to Superior, Wisconsin, where the public library is set to host a unique family event. Their annual Fool It Around with Your Family Tree Genealogy event will take place Friday, April 9th. The evening will feature experts in the field and information on DNA testing. The other big news will be what to expect ahead of next year's release of the 1950 census data. A national expert will be there to discuss the 72-year rule around census data and how the 1950 census was unique to others. This virtual event is free, but registration is required. And finally, tonight, we wrap up in Ely, Minnesota at the North American Bear Center and Wildlife Research Center. And despite this afternoon's snowfall, the bears are saying that spring is here. Bears here in our region have been leaving their dens looking for their next base and also doing a little spring cleaning. While this isn't the earliest the bears have left their dens, it is a little bit earlier than normal. Caroline and her cubs, Tasha, Lucky, Holly, and more, will now seek out big trees to set up base for the spring and summer. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, summer is on the minds of many, and now a new program is hoping to make things easier for parents with kids at home. We'll explain after the break.
With the cloud cover of our storm system overhead here, temperatures, they're coming down. The warm spell is over. This current look at the temperatures shows that we're falling into the 30s for a lot of places, holding on to the 40s for others. And frankly, once the storm system departs, I think 30s will be the norm for a couple of days. I'll talk about how many days that'll be and how much more snow we're going to get coming up right after the break.
Welcome to CBS This Morning. We have a lot of news today.
Watch Gail King, Anthony Mason, and Tony DeCopel on CBS This Morning. Weekday mornings only on CBS.
Lake Superior College is nationally recognized for quality and affordability, offering over 90 programs, including career, technical, and general studies for transfer. At LSC, you can start here, save thousands. Apply for free at lsc.edu.
Get local vaccine information all at CBS3Duluth.com.
The world changed in an instant, but at MediaCom, we were ready. And as internet traffic increased, we never slowed down. Schools and businesses went virtual, and we powered a new reality. For more than 20 years, we've been building a future-ready network to keep you ahead of it all. And now, MediaCom will be among the first to take you to 10G. We're making the next giant leap forward in internet technology and taking you further than you can imagine.
Complete all of your painting projects with help from Menards. Finish your remodel and give your home a fresh new look with Pittsburgh Paramount Interior Paint. Right now, all Pittsburgh paints are 11% off. Protect your projects for years to come with Rust-Oleum Stops Rust Spray Paint. It's designed to provide rust protection and prevention to many surfaces. Bonus size can is only $2.99 after 11% rebate at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Memorial Blood Centers is facing a critical challenge maintaining an adequate supply of blood to meet the needs of our hospital partners. Donating blood is essential for healthcare and the health of our community, especially during a pandemic. To schedule an appointment or learn more, call 1-888-448-3253 or visit mbc.org.
Northwest Outlet is your ARE truck topper headquarters.
When severe weather happens, there's a new proposal to help cities recover.
Well, the weather's going to be changing. The rain won't stay forever. I'll talk about when the transition hits.
Tonight at 6 on CBS3. CBS3 weather is brought to you by Lake Superior College. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, two flavors of precip have been coming with our storm systems here. Of course, rain and snow. And I suppose the third flavor would be a bit of a mix. Well, let's first talk about how much rain has come so far. At the airport in Duluth, about 3/4 of an inch, though I've had some reports from downtown coming in at 1 1/4 inches, 4/10 towards Solon Springs, about 3/4 around Siren, 1/3 Hayward, getting closer to 1 inch straight up for friends in Ashland, about 1/2 inch or so for Ironwood. So we needed this rain, and it looks like a lot of towns are getting it. And we're not done with the storm system yet. We're still thinking that the iron ranges towards the Canadian border could roll 2 to 5 inches of snow by tomorrow morning. Like Kristen reported from the Hibbing-Chisholm area, nothing's really sticking yet, but as temperatures cool into the 20s for a lot of towns tonight, we have a better chance of it doing so. And the rest of the region could run a trace to 2 inches, but I'm thinking most of us will be more like the trace. The 2 inches, though, is vaguely possible towards the snow belt and in through the upper peninsula. And then for tomorrow, it'll start to dry up, but it won't warm up. Current temperature, airport, 34 degrees, 89% for the relative humidity with a north wind going 12 miles per hour. Air pressure, 29.67 inches of mercury, only 1,005 millibars. The normal is usually about 1,013 or so. So, yeah, lower pressure is in place, helping to bring the clouds and the precip. And the Doppler map for our picture here shows a pretty tight band butting up against the lake here, with temperatures then pulling in from the north and cooling our precip down enough for the formation of snow from just outside the Twin Ports up through the arrowhead of Minnesota. Still rain, though, into many parts of Wisconsin, and a little bit of a mix wedged in between. And so even though I think the advisory for the arrowhead of Minnesota should end on time at 7, keep in mind we'll still get more of the precip coming until early tomorrow morning. But then by tomorrow, our lower pressure system leaves and higher pressure wedges in. Weak high pressure, so we'll dry up, maybe not really clear up. And like I mentioned, we're not going to warm up. It'll be like this for Thursday and Friday, and then come the weekend, this low pressure system with this warm front will warm things back up into the 40s, but it'll also bring us another 40% chance for a mix, very similar to what we're seeing tonight. But that in turn gives way to a very nice Sunday, and I'll show you that with our 7-day forecast. Tonight in Minnesota, your low temps could go as cool as 18 in Ely to as warm as 27 on Park Point. The rain and snow should wind down for all zones. Wisconsin, Michigan zones looking at low temps from 22 to 25. For tomorrow, daytime highs, Wisconsin, Michigan run about 36 to 41. The normal's around 38. Becoming partly sunny. Partly sunny for Minnesota as well, with high temps in the lower 30s by the lake. Cooler by the lake, but warmer inland, 35 to 42 there. Extended forecast. Semi-sunny Thursday and Friday, only in the 30s, close to normal. Saturday gets that next mixed chance, but we go back to 43. Then mid-40s and sunshine on Sunday, and back towards the 50s, at least for a pair of days, as early as Monday.
Thanks, Dave. The rainy weather didn't stop big crowds from checking out a Northland favorite today. Gordy's Hi-Hat opened for its 61st season with lines of drooling mouths stretched for quite a long ways. Cloquet's famed burger joint has been a family-owned and operated all those years, and today they said it's been a blessing to see all this support, especially during the pandemic.
We've served a couple hundred already this morning, but it's just the start of the day, and the weather is not ideal, but nobody has to get out of their car. We just serve them right at their car. So we're the ones braving the elements today out there in the snow, but we don't mind doing it. It's fun to be out there.
Gordy's is once again offering car hop service this year, a retro style they reverted to during the height of the pandemic. With summer break coming up faster than we might think, parents are looking for activities and resources to keep their kids' minds and bodies busy. But that help can be especially hard to find if you need free or reduced cost options. CBS 3's Emma Quinn explains how a new free website created by Duluth Community Partners is hoping to bridge the gap for families and students.
The Duluth Youth Program Finder is a new interactive tool to help families, educators, and students gain access to resources here in the city.
The primary piece is that out-of-school time program finder, so free or low-cost programs that are for young people for summer or after school.
The interactive map shows youth programs, food resources, and mental health support in your neighborhood. It was created with help from the Duluth Community School Collaborative, other community partners, and members of Denfeld's youth leadership team, like senior Tawny Plentyhorse.
Because I know everything's been hard, everyone's struggling, so hopefully it just makes things easier for families, kids, everyone around the community.
Those at the Duluth Community School Collaborative are hoping this website will bridge the gap for those in the community and help them see where improvements are needed.
There's an income gap for participation in out-of-school time. And so for families that need that free or low-cost program, it might be more difficult for them to find access to those programs.
For Plentyhorse, she says it's been rewarding taking part in the website's planning process and knowing her voice is being heard.
I think it means that they really do want to include the youth and the students in on stuff like this. You know, it's not just them planning and making the decisions for the students, but the students are also in on it helping.
The website officially launched last week, and you can find a link at cbs3duluth.com. Still to come, today is Equal Pay Day, and lawmakers got together to discuss the disproportionate inequalities. More on that after the break.
We know it's hard to stay away from family and friends, but we're all in this together. Carlton County and the Senior Linkage Line are here with free or low-cost services to help you stay safe, sound, and supported. If you or someone you care for could use some help, please contact Minnesota's Senior Linkage Line today. Together, we can help older Minnesotans and their families and caregivers connect to local services to get the help they need.
For over 20 years, Breeze Roofing has been totally dedicated to getting the job done right, and done right now. We pride ourselves on being the highest quality exterior remodelers in the area. Call Breeze for all your roofing needs.
You'll love the road ahead when you drive the 2021 Subaru Impreza. Standard EyeSight driver assist technology gives you an extra set of eyes on the road to help keep the journey safe. And the Impreza is a smart choice down the road. The 2021 Impreza. More than a car, it's a Subaru.
Lease the new 2021 Subaru Impreza for $219 a month during the Subaru A Lot to Love event going on now.
This is my first time to America. I want to see Washington, D.C., Las Vegas. And what's that place that sells peanut butter and brings it to you on a forklift?
Costco. The whole time I served in Afghanistan, Al was my interpreter.
How could you not tell me you were having marriage problems? I could have fixed it.
From Afghanistan?
It's not the moon. We have Wi-Fi. Thank you for welcoming me into your home.
Yeah. What's happening? You'll get used to it.
If you're unsure about receiving a COVID-19 vaccine,
we're here to reassure you that the vaccines are safe and effective.
They've been approved for emergency use by the FDA through a rigorous testing process.
And they've all been found to be nearly 100% effective at preventing hospitalization and death.
Because of this data, you can be confident that receiving your COVID-19 vaccine protects you and your loved ones.
Supplies are limited, so as soon as you have an opportunity to be vaccinated, please do so. Thank you for doing your part to end this pandemic.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Baki, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Baki. Tuesdays at 10 only on Live Local CBS 3. Brought to you by Range Regional Airport.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V-Plow and Impact Straight Blade. With the features the pros demand. Custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Get your snowplow from the experts at JM Auto Service. We are Western Snowplow Headquarters.
The White House and members of Congress are holding multiple events to mark Equal Pay Day in the U.S., a day which symbolizes how far into the new year women need to work to match the amount their male counterparts made the previous year. Skylar Henry is on Capitol Hill with more.
The President and First Lady are hosting an event to commemorate Equal Pay Day with women who are all too familiar with being paid less than their male counterparts, members of the U.S. women's national soccer team. In the U.S., the average woman makes 82 cents for every dollar men earn, according to the National Women's Law Center. But the disparity is even more stark when it comes to women of color.
This is a disgrace, and it has long-term consequences for women and families.
At a House committee hearing, U.S. soccer star Megan Rapinoe also shared her personal battle with the issue. Despite higher success with multiple World Cups and Olympic titles, the U.S. women's soccer team has been fighting for the same pay as their male counterparts for several years. The team's lawsuit calling for equal pay was thrown out last year by a federal judge, though Rapinoe and her teammates have vowed to appeal.
There's no level of status and there's no accomplishment or power that will protect you from the clutches of inequality.
The coronavirus pandemic has also impacted the gender wage gap here in the U.S. It's estimated that more than 2 million women have left the labor force since it began.
Our economic recovery depends on us addressing the barriers that have hampered women from fully participating in the labor force.
Biden administration officials are pointing to provisions in the American Rescue Plan to help combat the pandemic's effect on women, such as the expanded child tax credit. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
House Democrats reintroduced the Paycheck Fairness Act earlier this year, which is expected to bolster the 1963 Equal Pay Act. The bill would prohibit employers from considering salary history when setting pay during hiring and calls for better reporting of race and gender pay gaps to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News. New details on the 21-year-old shooter accused of killing 10 people at a Colorado supermarket. What we're learning about a possible motive and his past criminal history. Plus, with nearly 15% of the country now fully vaccinated against coronavirus, how anti-vaccination groups are targeting Black Americans with disinformation. And our series, Women and the Pandemic, why it's more important than ever to keep up with routine cancer screenings. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
CBS 3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. March is Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. If you're 50 or older, ask your doctor about screening options.
Funerals can be emotionally devastating for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the high cost of arranging a funeral. Funeral Advantage was formed to help protect your family when they need it most. It pays your loved ones up to $20,000 immediately for funeral and any other expenses.
It's a good feeling to know that my family will be taken care of if anything happens to me.
Funerals can easily cost $9,000 or more, but government benefits pay only $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the rest.
It's so easy. Just answer a few simple health questions. This is so affordable, even for someone like me who's on a fixed income.
If you're 40 to 85, get information on how to protect your family. Funeral Advantage is something we all need. There's no risk or obligation. Call now.
Get the facts about how easy it is to protect your family. There's no risk or obligation. Don't wait. Call the number on your screen now.
Hi, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet. It's time to welcome the new year with the bath of your dreams. With our Say Goodbye to 2020 sale, we're offering 20% off labor, 20% off material, and no interest, no payment, and zero down until 2022. All of our products are backed with the Good Housekeeping seal of approval and a lifetime warranty. For a free estimate, call us today or visit us online at bathplanet.com. Bath Planet. Out of this world service, down to earth price.
Make mom or grandma's jewelry new again at Numi Jewelers. Come to our custom design and restyling event April 1st and 2nd. Bring an old ring, pendant, or earrings and design a new piece you will love. True love is guaranteed at Numi Jewelers.
Local news and local weather here on CBS3.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, celebrating 30 years in business in 2021 with 30% off store-wide. Downtown Duluth.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Wednesday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up tonight at 6. Tonight at 5, we learned about how a new state funding proposal could help cities prepare to face the effects of climate change. And coming up tonight at 6, another project to help Duluth's homeless population is making its way to the downtown community. Tonight we're hearing from local leaders on just how big an impact the new project would have on our community. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is up next. We'll see you right back here at 6.